a good piece of information, a good thing that's happening in the world, and that being free water. We're living in a world where corporations own everything, and they charge people for something that should be free at a premium. And not only that, but they're polluting the environment while doing it. All the bottled water, Nestle, all of those, all of the companies that use water and sell water back to you are bullshit. But there's this company out in Austin, which I just happened to see. I don't live in Austin, have no desire to move to Texas. But if I were, Austin would probably be the only spot I would choose to exist in. But this little company called Free Water out in Austin, basically offering water, bottled water, basically, I guess it would be in a can or in a carton for free. And what they do is they sell advertising space on the bottle itself, on the packaging, for whatever, and then that advertising, that ad revenue, more than pays for the water. It also means that every time somebody gets a free water, 10 cents is donated to a charity, which I believe the charity helps to drill, set up water wells in other countries for people that literally don't have access to water. So, like, a great premise. Just so you get like a thing of water for free. I don't know how that would work. I'd be curious to know, like, if you go into a store, like, so then it's just going to be an aisle or a category in the water section where the price tag is 0. But I would imagine they still have to inventory that stuff. So you'd still have to take that to the register and get rung up 0. I don't know. Like, the logistics of it are interesting. Like, I'm curious, but obviously didn't look up into any more of this. But it's a great idea. A great idea. Just, I mean, I probably there's going to be people that are going to take advantage of this. I could say easily they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to go, right? Because you see people who buy cases of water and they go to areas that people would most likely be thirsty, and then they sell them, right? There's just like a little side hustle they do, right? There's story, like, people go on vacation, they're going to like some kind of, on a hike, they got to go see this temple or whatever, people selling water. So I could see, as somebody that might do that as a side hustle, would go to a store where this free water exists. They take all of it because it doesn't cost anything. And then they go somewhere and then they sell it for like 50 cents a bottle. They sell it for whatever. It's no, aside from the gas that it takes to go to the store to pick up this free water, I could see people taking advantage of this, where it's meant to give people water for free, but it's going to, because we live in a capitalist society, they're going to take this free resource and they're going to resell it. It's going to happen. It's got to happen. So because of that, I can't see this taking off, but I would love it. I would support it. I would literally, like, every time I was out somewhere, I would go get one of these free waters. Why not? I would even, like, could you get them by the case? Just for personal use. But that's the thing. I'm not a business person. I suck at business. Like, I can do some things, but there's like a missing piece or two that would connect me to fully being able to be successful in any meaningful way in a capitalist society. Right? Success in that form. Like, I think I'm successful in a lot of other dimensions of reality, but when it comes to living in a capitalist society, I am barely surviving. So for me, I would love to get a case of this just so I could have clean, fresh water to drink and not have to pay for it. Right? But I think this is more for, because you're buying ad space. So they're like promoting movies and stuff on it. So I would imagine you would want that in like storefronts. You would want that on display at places. I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how they pitch it to other people. But it's an interesting idea. It's like a great idea that I can see people easily taking advantage of. Like, what's stopping people from, like, even still, like, say they want to resell something, you just put another label on top of it, you cover up all the advertising, then you're getting a free bottle of water. Like, they're doing all the manufacturing, all the distribution, all that stuff, and all you have to do is relabel it, and then you sell it because most water people pay for. So I could see instantly assholes taking advantage of it and just kind of spoiling it. Seriously. Like that, easily doing that. Especially in like Texas. If they're going to roll it out in Texas, there's going to be people hustling and doing stuff. You roll that out in any city, any big city, people are going to be on that water resale hustle. They're going to be flipping water is what they're going to be doing. Water flippers. Right? And it's going to look super successful for free water at first because they're just flying off the shelves. Like, I don't know how you scale that and still are able to maintain the fact that we live in a society that values money over human life. Like, like good things get chewed up and turned into some kind of monetization plan. But I love the idea. That's why I put it on here, because you got things like Tom's, which is kind of like a for-profit charity. There's a lot of things like that where you buy a product and another version of that product is sent to somebody in need. There's eyeglass companies that do it. So this is in some ways similar to that, I guess, where it's like a charitable thing that's like product-based. But easily I could see flipping. Flipping is how most people have survived the past few years. Like the ability to go to thrift stores and like street fairs and garage sales, and then buy collectibles and then flip them online. It's like Gary V's before he got into NFTs. That's everything he was about, was flipping. And not like acrobatically, financially. Consumer arbitrage, something like that. Retail arbitrage, I forget what the term is called. But anyway, I love the idea. Free water. I think it's only available in Austin right now. I don't know how far, how far something like that's rolled out at that point. But I would love to know how, like, the idea of what happens when somebody flips it, because it's super easy. Just get a label. Get like 1,000 labels. What's a label cost? Like if you get it in bulk, 1,000 labels, you get like 5 cents a label. The water, the packaging, all that stuff's free. You just got to put the new label on it. Let's sell it for $1. That's like almost pure profit. Easily. Right? You're going to see stories of people going into grocery stores and then like scraping this label off, and it's like underneath it's like, oh, this was free water. It's just going to be everywhere. It's going to happen. Like the company would have to be so big to where socially, like, it would be like people would just know the scam and not to support that thing. But like to jump from like small to that big where culturally people would know that people are like ripping it off. How can you do it? I don't know. People, that's just the horrible reality of capitalism. If we didn't have capitalism, then like an issue like that wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist.